Living in Boulder vlog. Currently it's about 1:30 in the morning. I think I was thinking about going to Taco Bell. No, it's 12:45 in the morning. I was thinking about going to Taco Bell. It's across the street, but they close at 12. But there's another one that I think must be drive-through. Yeah, drive-through. Open till 2. I ain't gone there before at night, so maybe I should go there just because it's first, but it's farther away. But according to the laws of probability, the car should make it there and back. And it's not like I'll die of starvation from lack of money from not being able to buy gas chain reaction if I go there. So I just kind of have the munchies. I think I spent $1.30 this day on a box of Nerds. And that's all I got this day. Because I got up, I'm kind of diurnalized. I got up at like 10, working until like 2 in the morning, get up at 10, slowly creeping towards becoming a nocturnalist. But if I'm getting up at 10 in the morning, that's diurnalization. So I think working a little bit. And then my mother calls me over and I go over yonder because I was going to help her polish silver. She wants me to polish silver. That seems like an interesting, fun little thing to do. I guess sit down and listen to stuff, polish silver. But I think I did her dishes, but then she cooked for me. I had this like wicked badass meal, man. She like made fish and salad and then like vegetable soup. It was balls. And then she's bitching and moaning at me for not making money. I did this thing on analytics because I clicked on analytics the other day and I saw your analytics is at risk in earnings. I'm like, what's that? So I clicked on it and they're like, you have to put this code or whatever. You have to download this. So I downloaded some file and then they said you have to upload it to your root directory. So I did that. The proper codes uploaded to my root directory, and then I put like 5 ads on my home page because my home page is the page I think that gets most hits out of all. It's the inner point of my site. There's usually like multiple people on my home page at any moment in time. At least 3 or 4 or 5. So I'll just wait a month or so and just see if I make a single penny. If I make a single penny off of those ads, that would encourage me to put ads on other pages, but I've never made a single penny on my website, so it seems like I've been demonetized by Google for some reason, but we'll see. I need to get my website to a certain level of development so I can advertise it, so I can get hits, so I can get accepted to AdThrive. But that's, stuff keeps dragging on, and that's why my mother is so upset. And I was really cool with her while she was there, but then I came home and it got under my skin, so I had to call her, and then I was the one complaining, and I don't know. I think we agreed to not hang out, so I'm not going to call her until she calls me. It's just too stressful. It gets too stressful. You can only take a certain amount of other people's crap. The work that I was doing, I'm working on Google Earthing of the top 143 buildings. I guess the ones over 183 meters or over 600 feet is categorized as a skyscraper. Anything over 35 meters, 115 feet is categorized as a high-rise. 7,000 high-rises in New York and 143 skyscrapers. I'm putting all the 143 skyscrapers around. And I'm doing a deluxe version so I can show each and every level, because that's how I illustrated them on my rings of my Exceed 4,000 building. I did it by level every 5 meters, and so I wanted to do the buildings like that, keep the whole thing consistent. It's consistency it's kind of like building things on Google Earth consistently with size it's kind of like consistent grammar when you're telling a story. You don't want one building to have 4 meter floors and the other one to have 5. That's like talking in the first person and then doing third person by the end of the sentence. So, I built the buildings already in New York, and I'm going to have it as a separate file because it's interesting in itself, but I didn't have the individual floors, so it was a lot faster, even though building it there originally. Then I'm building it on the Exceed 4000 building, so I can have it fresh in my head, do a better job than if I did it there first and then New York. But then I'm doing it and creating all the different levels every 5 meters, so it's very time-consuming, as you can imagine. And I was doing that for some, and I don't do it for some, but now I'm just in the process of trying to create the drawing the buildings. Not very recently, I was just done with rising, adding three-dimensionality to the ones that I already drew. I think maybe drew some before, but I lost it because I remember I did lose a couple hours or a half hour, whatever, 2 hours of work the other day, and then maybe a half hour work, and maybe the time I worked half hour work because it likes to crash all the time. And so I don't know if I'd already done it, but yeah. So now I have to start from scratch with a bunch of them. Out of 143, I don't know. I didn't count how many more because it was too many to count. I was looking at one ring going around and it just kept almost all the way around, but yeah, I don't know, 20 or something, I don't know, but go and draw them in and then I guess put them up. And anyways, so it's Sunday, we're nearing the end of the day. I could crash kind of soon, so I did not finish the ground by Sunday. That was my goal, finish the ground by Sunday. However, I wasn't totally sure about it because I knew that was kind of like an open-ended wishful thinking, but I kind of knew realistically that I wasn't going to be able to do that because I was adding all the levels. But I'd have been adding all the levels, maybe because I wasn't totally convinced when I first decided to be done it Sunday, totally convinced that I was going to do it individual levels. I mean, I did, but so anyways, because of those levels and everything, it's going to take, man. Could I finish tomorrow is the question. No, but I think I could get pretty close. It just drags on when you're doing each of the levels. Tomorrow's Monday. I think on Tuesday, towards the beginning of Tuesday, maybe a couple hours in, a third of the way into Tuesday, I'll finish with these buildings in Boulder, in Exceed 4000. And then, but then I'm going to go and fill in the rest of the space with other buildings, like the lower ones. That won't take as much time. But I was looking at it before, and you can do, because, a lot of the stuff that I incorporate with my Google Earth is bicycle time trial distances to aid with the size, and even putting the people on there and incorporation with each other. Now, the really cool thing about this building, the city that I'm building, is the spiral road. It's 145 kilometers in. The Ironman's like 190 kilometers, so I couldn't do the Ironman. But 90 kilometers, half Ironman, that's like in and then some, a bunch. So you just go straight and the spiral takes you in, so you don't have to do any turns or anything. It'd be great to have a city like that in real life. We should have some. Maybe the Chinese should do it. But yeah, I was thinking about doing like Ironman distance one. Come in and then go up the hill, because I'm going to make a hill in the middle, so big building in the middle. But anyway, as you go in from the or in or out from in the thing, you can show the different levels, the different distances as it goes out, and even the big ones. So it's kind of trippy. You're in a building that's only 6 kilometers across, and you can go without stopping on your road for 145 kilometers on the flat. So yeah, boost it up. What is it, the Ironman? Only 190. So yeah, you could add more. Just start outside, go in, go up the hill, and then that's the Ironman. Wow. I think I'm going to add all the distances downstairs too, down the floor, because I have them on the side of the building. So, okay, so I'm going to guess, hope, okay, wishful thinking now. I'm going to do wishful thinking that, cheering so much. We're not going to try to keep this under 10 minutes. I don't like doing that, but it does happen to be 10 minutes when I do this. Wishful thinking says that I could finish all the buildings of, New York on the floor of Exceed 4000 tomorrow by the very end of the day. slog all day long. Very end, I finally get done with all of them. Ooh, pat myself on the back on Monday. Only one day late. And then the next day as well, do the other buildings on the floor, and then and then start with the building in the middle. The building in the middle is going to be 500 meters high. I want it to be at that same height. I mean, decide that because that makes it the same height proportionally as the Queen's Chamber of the Great Pyramid. And then put the Roman Colosseum on top of that. But 500 meters, and I was going to do each level. 500 meters is 100 floors. So I was going to like color each floor the color of 10, 1 to 10, 10 times. So that'll be cool to look at. And then have a road go up the side of it, and then build the Colosseum on the top, and then have the circular waterfall coming onto, and I'm super looking forward to seeing what that's going to look like, how realistic it's going to look like. And I keep tripping over how, like you could describe your ultimate building, but why not build it on Google Earth? Build it on Google Earth, all the vantage points, and movies and everything. Like, I could be like, yeah, I built this with the Exceed 4000 on Google Earth. Oh, really? Yeah, just look at it. I don't have to say anything. Just look at it, and the video tour shows you. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it's a cool idea for a building. I was trying to explain it to my mother, and she just got mad at me. But imagine a building the size of a mountain, super huge building. So then you use it. It kind of gobbles up the resources the way like an animal, like living organism, gobbles up the resources around it, like the life around it. So when it rains, instead of shunning all the water off the side, it absorbs it and turns it into a circular waterfall in the very middle, just like the one in the Singapore airport, and then flows out from the middle like a river. So now they have their own river. They just manage the water. Same thing with the air. It's 13,128 feet high. You just put little wind turbines all over the building because there's lots of wind at 13,000 feet high. And then I even imagined arms going out. I think I'll draw one. They go really far out when it's windy, and then it doubles the wind into electricity intake, and then you can bring them back in. And then I thought of, you cover the whole thing with solar panels. And then you fly around. You just take to the top with your battery charge, slowly charges the battery motor, and then the motor brings the little glider to the top of the building, and you just glide anywhere you want in the country of Atlantis. I saw this video yesterday of these guys. They towed with a helicopter. They towed a glider that was maybe, how big was that thing? 6 feet wingspan. I can't remember. Just like a remote control glider. In a helicopter to 10,000 feet above England on the shore, and it glid all the way to France, 22 miles away or something like that, kilometers. So anyways, I'm going to plug that into my, little thing. In fact, because I was looking at New York, and I'm now a New Yorker doing all these buildings, I was going to do Miracle of the Hudson. Draw the little building, the little plane coming down. And then if I can do just a rudimentary, and then also inside of the building. Anyways, so that's enough talking. I was thinking about going to Taco Bell just to get some chow. If I'll go to sleep, or get the meal, and then they give the drink. I'll select Mountain Dew as my drink with caffeine, and keep me going a little bit more. But I very recently got done with verticalizing the traced buildings, and so I was a little bit of a stopping point, kind of have to psych up again to then kind of do the more mentally taxing part of tracing. So maybe I should get something to eat first, because the only thing that I ate today was that food my mom gave me, and then freaking little box of Nerds. And so that means I haven't spent that much money today. I have to make sure to not spend money. Days that I don't spend anything are great, so I could, but I'm kind of in a no holds barred, don't worry about money, don't worry about anything. Trying to convince my mother to not give me the 3rd degree until I'm done with this Exceed 4000 building, because I feel like it's pivotal on my website, because it's the most original thing I've ever built. It is the Exceed 4000, which in design I didn't design, but what I'm doing with it is the most creative
most creative leeway. Couldn't do anything like that in Rome and Atlantis a little bit, but not as much. There's more, because I got to build a whole city and to do with it. So, and I'm very pleased with how it seems like it's going to be, although I have some more work. So yeah, and plus it's a huge freaking project. It'll be more than a month on something I didn't even know existed. That's what scares my mother. Like, I think I'm going to be done pretty soon, but it's like, how many projects am I going to do between now and then that I don't even know yet? But honestly, I can't think of anything. So, I kind of, I guess, all in the back of my head thought maybe it'd be cool to do future for Google Earth and future for my timeline. I still have to do future for my timeline. Just different sci-fi universes, timelines in the future, and then, futurists. So, yeah, just lots of little things. Anyways, enough babbling. Who knows? Who the hell knows if I'll get done with those buildings tomorrow? But it does look good, and I'm glad I'm doing the specific levels on it. And it's a really cool way to design a city. I'll explain it later. Who the hell knows when? Oh, because the cool thing about building these big cities on Google Earth, and I was trying to explain this to my mom today, is you're making freaking props. You're making models, like an actual model. You're making an actual city, like, which you can use for a movie. Just put it in green screen and make whole movies out of it. Like, people need to do that because it's a genre that needs to happen. Absolute lowest budget movie making, yet with just as much stuff as the best dudes can. I mean, if you want to make a movie, go to Hollywood. Why not make your own with Google Earth, and then you can sell that to Hollywood. That's what I'm gonna do. I want to make a Hollywood movie that basically stars the Exceed 4000 building that I designed, and a story that I make about a guy who accidentally travels back in time to Atlantis, and there are people who know him, and you show him a good time there all day. So anyways, enough talking. Talk to you tomorrow.